I'll get a phone call. Thank you.
Excused.
Commissioner Cross?
Here.
Commissioner Darazinski?
Here.
Commissioner Engel?
Here.
Commissioner Jagger?
Here.
Commissioner Longmire?
Present.
Commissioner Mahoney?
Here.
Commissioner Plummer?
Here.
Commissioner Skolnick?
Here.
Commissioner Schneider?
Here.
Commissioner Wilkins? Here.
Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of June 19, 2012.
So moved. Second.
Made and seconded. Questions, changes, corrections on the motion or the minutes? Seeing none. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is public comment on an agenda item. Does anybody in the public like to speak on an agenda item today? So please step forward. Seeing none. Next item. Consideration is WM 12/07-98, accounts payable.
So moved. Second.
Been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, WM 12/07-99, accept funding from the Great Lakes Area Concerned Acquisition Grant. Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Commissioner Jagger.
Is this the property below the tank farm over there on North Street?
I signed up to speak on this item if you want me to answer that for you, unless there's county staff here to do that.
Mark, I would think.
Could you repeat the question?
Is this the property? Is this the property below that tank farm over in North Street?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess then would be my question would be, has anybody run a study to see if that's polluted down in there?
I would move we suspend the rules to permit Kathy Evans to address.
Second. Motion been made and seconded. Suspend the rules. 7. Oh.
Kathy Evans, 1899 Barnes Road. I'm not here for work today, but through my job, the Regional Commission, we have been working with the EPA on the cleanup of the Zucker property. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the DEQ, they've been doing an investigation, and they have investigated the area down below the Zucker site in the wetlands, and the portion that it has the petroleum issues is not included in the acquisition grant. That downstream portion was excluded from the beginning, and so it's only for 64 acres of acquisition, or 65, or whatever it ended up being. Exactly. We eliminate the portion that was affected by the Zucker site.
Okay, if it were to seep upward, who would become liable for that?
Well,
if it becomes on this property.
Well, that would just go by your normal rules, I guess, polluter pay rules. But I don't think that you're going to become liable for anything unless you exacerbate existing conditions. And you know that's not very likely. And in fact, just the pure fact that we already have the EPA, the Corps of Engineers, and the DEQ, and $6 million of state money, leveraging all this money to do not just investigation, but actual cleanup. You know, I don't think we're going to have to worry about future pollution from a downstream area going upstream. So that would be very unusual.
No. Well, if you remove it, if we're going to turn it back to a wetland, we would be removing all the topsoil and all that up this there now to make it lower, or?
That hasn't been determined yet. The design process hasn't really started for how the wetland would be restored exactly, but all the considerations of environmental conditions would be part of the design process, so we would ensure that nothing like that would occur. You know, the design process hasn't begun yet.
Because I guess my concern is as long as there's insurance, you know, that we're not going to ever become liable.
Right.
Because the Zephyr's like bankrupt. I gather. There's no one to go after. So I would not want to be liable for this ever.
I don't know if it's a question or...
It's kind of a question, I guess.
Well, I'm not an environmental lawyer, but I don't know that you would ever become liable for polluting the Zucker site by owning the Bosma property. If the Bosma property is not polluted and doesn't pollute anything else. I mean, it'd be hard for me to fathom exactly how you would become liable for, and the fact that you said they're bankrupt, Zucker's bankrupt, and the state's not. It's the state is the PRP. The state is the responsible party in this case. it defaulted to them, and they have $6 million to leverage the federal dollars to come in and do the cleanup work. So that's a pretty good indication that things are gonna progress in the right way. We have a lot of pollution sites around the county that don't have any money at all to address the pollution, and we do with this one.
Thank you.
Any questions on the motion? Move to go back to it.
Move to go back to regular session.
Second.
Second, back in regular session. Seeing no other questions, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, WM 12/07-100. Authorized Brookhaven Medical Care Facility to award bid to Glenwood Fire Protection Incorporated. Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion?
Yeah, we are taking a $25,000 higher bid. Was there a reason?
The reason would be that the evaluators, the evaluation, I don't know if Keith can speak to it, but that's the way it's scored, so.
Keith Kaplan, Finance Management Services Director. The two evaluators that worked on this is one from Brookhaven, Marty Rosenfeld. The other one was John Warner, or was it Steve Fink?
Steve did it.
Do you know what Steve's rationale was behind that, John?
They just had a more quality proposal.
So I guess those like qualifications.
Yep, it was all based on qualifications.
Sorry, I couldn't provide more information than that.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no.
No.
Motion carries. Next item, WM 12/07-101. Appoint Deborah Grunewald as appointed. Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion?
I may have a question. You ought to read this. What are the responsibilities of the agents that go over there?
Deborah Grunewald, Human Resources Director. It's the responsibility of both delegates to vote on the Board of Directors each year at the MERS annual meeting. So I'm the employer delegate, and then we have elected the employee delegates who are Sherry Botel and Roberta Dress, and Sherry will serve as the employee delegate, and we both have a vote. If one of us cannot vote, the alternates vote.
Well, I guess I understand that, but, I mean, do you discuss the funding of the MERS account or anything like that, or is it more just for people employed?
It's to vote, mainly it's to vote on the Board of Directors, but there are informational sessions on how actuarials are done and what a defined benefit plan is, what a defined contribution plan is. There are informational sessions put on by MERS.
Because, see, I'm getting the feeling more and more that we shouldn't be representing ourselves, we should be hiring this out. So, I mean, is it possible we could send someone, if we hire a division to take care of the contracts? See, I feel like the employees are working against the employees. And so, and all of our things that all the classes I went to said, do not use county employees to do county contracts. And so I'm wondering if we should be hiring someone out of the county to go to this.
Yeah, we don't negotiate any contracts at this meeting.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying, I don't feel like I'm getting any information back exactly of what the retirement fund is or where it's at or anything else. They're not.
I can provide you with all that information. I have that.
Thanks.
Any other questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is old business. Is there any old business?
One more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a
Oh,
revenue.
yeah, it's a revenue long one, yeah. Next item, WM 12/07-102. Approve contact with the city of Muskegon for Muskegon County Human Resources.
So moved.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion?
I kind of got wondering, anybody else?
Mr. Longmire.
On these city applications, have they changed any since, and this kicked into effect this month on the 1st? Has there been any changes to the city's application in terms of, or those who apply for city jobs, the city applications still look the same? I haven't saw a city application, so do they still look the same? When they come to the county for the HR business?
Debbie Gardeville, Human Resources Director, yes, we use the city application that they use and we process their forms for them.
Debbie, does this also take care of the fire and the police department for the civil services?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes, we do all the recruiting for all the employees of the city.
Mr. Skolnick?
Debbie, do you do their grievances and you handle the complete HR function? Or do they do
We do all of everything except employee benefits and labor contract negotiations. Any hearings that go before the Civil Service Commission, we handle. But all the grievances filed by unions go before the city manager.
Okay, and that's all done in our office?
Yes, and we go to the city to do a lot of this too.
We don't have somebody there full-time?
No, the person who does the recruiting works out of the office on Old.
Any other questions? Dave?
Have we run any studies on this to make sure that we're doing our right part money-wise, or, I mean?
Yeah, there's been some bumps, you know, going through the process. That's a whole different system than what we were doing. So we agreed with the city that we would keep it at the same rate we did last year and kind of fine tune it this year.
The one-year contract, is this what they're trying to go away with? In there, they're gonna have a vote on?
They're voting to do away with the civil service process.
Would that be part of this, or no?
No, that would not be part of this. They're looking to go to more what we do with personnel rules. We'll probably develop personnel rules for them if the civil service goes away.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Now, old business. Is there any old business? Other old business? Any new business?
Just a caution to the citizens who use fireworks. I would urge you not to do so in this drought time. Fire is present danger is very high, and using fireworks, especially the launched ones, has already caused several brush fires. I would urge you not to use them. Thank you.
Is there any other new business? Seeing none, public comment on new topics, and I have see a few requests here. I'll start with the first one from Kathy Evans.
Well, can I ask a question first before I decide if I want to speak? Is there a meeting after this meeting?
Yes, there is.
Okay, originally I had that topic for the second meeting, and somebody told me that you weren't having one.
The second meeting, there will be no public comment.
There will be no public.
Well, it's just an informational meeting. So that's why I'm asking now, if you would like to say something, might be a good idea.
You're all out of forms here. Many of us went to the box and there are no forms.
If you would like to speak, if I'm done with these, you can just raise your hand and I'll call on you and you can come up and speak.
Thank you.
Okay, Kathy Evans, 1899 Barnes Road. As I said earlier, I'm here just as a citizen. I live in Eggleston Township, and I heard about that there was going to be a meeting today that would include the topic of hydraulic fracturing on the county wastewater property. And I wasn't aware that we were exploring that until today. I don't know if I've been just busy or what, but I didn't know anything about it until today. So I'm not really prepared to give you a lot of specific comments, except that being that we rely on groundwater as a drinking water resource all around that area, I would have concerns about what potential effects there could be on that resource. We don't have public water supply out around that area. I know there's been talk about having it extended out there for industrial development, but I hadn't heard about it, any of this in relation to potential fracking. I also think that it's very important to just take our due diligence, find out more about the process, what the chemicals do. There's a lot of kind of secrecy around the nature of the chemicals and their effects on groundwater and the environment in general. And I just hope that what we're doing here is exploring ideas. I don't know, because I don't really know what the agenda topic is all about, like I said. And on the topic of fracking in general, I just think it's good to go slow, learn everything we need to know. We have a long history of using a lot of different techniques to maximize or exploit our natural resources for our economic benefit in the county, and some of that's been great. It has provided a lot of good jobs over the many years, from the sawmills to the foundries. Let's be careful as we move into the next paradigm here of green energy, and look at it carefully and make sure that we're learning from history and that we're not getting ourselves into something that's going to end up being more expensive or harmful in the long run.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a comment. Public comment on a new topic should relate to ways and means. We have another scheduled meeting after this at the Department of Public Works. It is an informational session, and I would suggest that anyone who has a comment on a new topic should relate to ways and means. This is not an open forum.
I agree. Mark, did you, your...
That mine was the same thing. I mean, the new topic is a new topic relating to ways. That's what the purpose of this is.
At this point in time, everything is on the gas and oil leasing or fracking for these questions. I don't know about everybody else.
So they're inappropriate for this.
I'm going to state this much, and I mean, I understand everybody wants to get their little say-so in or whatever. I think Kathy, I hope she said it, appropriately for the feelings that you all have about how we should go about this slow and look at it the right way. So at this time, I'm going to, unless there's something else, if it's going to be all on the same issue, let's hear the informational stuff, and then maybe we can choose after that. Guys, we're going to be here all day, and I think Kathy said it best, so, let's just not jump into it too fast. I hope that appeases everybody, and we will. Unless you have, ma'am, do you have something other than the fracking issue?
Yes.
Please step forward and state your name, please.
Shanti Davy, 4380 Heifer Point Lane, Norton Shores. What ways and means do we have of letting our representatives know how we feel if we don't have public comment at meetings? And this meeting is always too early for many people to come. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. We want more transparency in government. We want to know what's happening, and we want to be able to comment on it. Do you see this room is full? We have a lot of feelings about this issue, and we have scientific data, and we have creativity, and we have things to say about it. It's not right that we don't get to speak to our government and have public comment on these important issues. So I'm very upset about that. And like I said, we've commented before, I'm with Occupy Muskegon. We don't like these meetings at 3:30. Many people here took off work to be here today. So this has got to change in Muskegon County.
You're here. Is there any other public comment on a new topic? Seeing, sir, please. Or state your name, please.
I'm John McEwen, 1731 Seminole, Norton Shores. I'm going to talk about the same thing because I feel like she does, and I feel like so many people do here. How is it that Kathy Evans, the most connected person in this town, found out about this issue just today? Well, you know what? We all know about this issue. Well, there's 2 degrees of separation now, and it doesn't matter really.
Sir, I asked if it was on a new topic. Thank you.
The new topic is, this thing got called at 3:30, and we still are all here.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no. We're adjourned.
This is shameful behavior.
Yes, it is.
Took off work. That's why we're here, is your behavior. This is nothing.
This is packed at 3:30 in the afternoon with 24 hours notice.
You think we're going anywhere?
Shameful.
You disgust me.
You need to listen to the public when the public comes here. The public barely ever comes here.
ridiculous.
What do you think goes going on here? You think we're stupid? Go get the sheriff. Go get everybody. Go get them. Sales pitch.